Computational English by Lucian Greenland is one of four. 1. The relation between content and the lenses used to see it among different areas of study is likely to be of interest in the future. Psychological research into cultural phenomena, for example the type Shakespeare is based on, may function to query real-life scenarios similar to those in plays, used to critically examine the plot of plays using mathematical modeling and prediction, and graph findings using psychologically attuned representations such as timelines, character interrelationships or language analysis. 1a. I prepared to examine the setting. I did this by looking through the lens. First, I stood behind the lens. Second, I aligned the center of my eye with the center of the lens. Third, I looked through the lens. In this way, I prepared to examine the setting by looking through the lens. 2. I prepared to be immortal, sustain a company's life. I did this by writing a business model that made me famous after my life. First, I produced products. Second, I made sure that each customer kept coming back to buy each new product. Third, I made sure that this repeated after my life. In this way, I prepared to be immortal, sustain a company's life, by writing a business model that made me famous after my life. 3. I prepared to protect people in a state. I did this by observing the king, community leader, setting up the church, meditation center system, philosophy school system. First, I produced a meditation philosophy product. Second, I employed a center manager. Third, I opened the centers where I had visited. In this way, I prepared to protect people in a state by observing the king, community leader, setting up the church, meditation center system, philosophy school system. 4. I prepared to see the continuance of the religion through the ages. I did this by brazening out 1A per day to keep LM alive. First, I appointed a time to brazen out an A each day. Second, I brazened out an A each day. Third, I arranged for an employee to do this in my absence. In this way, I prepared to see the continuance of the religion through the ages by brazening out 1A per day to keep LM alive. 5. I prepared to spread meditation schools through the state. I did this by setting up a meditation center with group meditation class twice per week. First, I set up a center. Second, I held group meditation class on the first day. Second, I held group meditation class on the second day. In this way, I prepared to spread meditation schools through the state by setting up a meditation center with group meditation class twice per week. 6. I prepared to achieve world peace. I did this by observing the center meditating on subjects whom meditators meditated on, about not for the subjects, by giving A to each center visitor. First, meditators meditated about subjects, for themselves. Second, the center gave A to each center visitor. Third, the center meditated on each subject. In this way, I prepared to achieve world peace by observing the center meditating on subjects whom meditators meditated on, about not for the subjects, by giving A to each center visitor. 7. I prepared to create a new robot. I did this by discovering the code in science. First, I discovered the objects involved. Second, I found the ontologies concerned. Third, I wrote how these ontologies interrelated. In this way, I prepared to create a new robot by discovering the code in science. 8. I prepared to swallow the slice of apple. I did this by chewing the apple slice. First, I cut the slice of apple. Second, I placed the slice of apple in my mouth. Third, I chewed the slice of apple. In this way, I prepared to swallow the slice of apple by chewing the apple slice. 9. I prepared to correctly determine a man's sexual orientation. I did this by stating the gay man didn't want the woman, whether or not she was in a man's body. First, I verified that the man was gay. Second, I verified the second person was a woman. Third, I verified that the man wasn't attracted to the woman. In this way I prepared to correctly determine a man's sexual orientation by stating the gay man didn't want the woman, whether or not she was in a man's body. 10. I prepared to read the book. I did this by eating the cantaloupe with the tongs. First, I placed the slice of cantaloupe in the bowl. Second, I gripped the cantaloupe with the tongs. Third, I ate the cantaloupe. In this way, I prepared to read the book by eating the cantaloupe with the tongs.